Somebody's getting to second base after the show. Hope it's me. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So today is tax day, or as Hunter Biden calls it, any other day of the week. To pay tribute to the California Gold Rush, a minor league baseball team decided to name themselves the Gold Diggers, but scrapped it after people claimed the name was sexist and demeaning. So from now on, they will call themselves money-grubbing whores. An MSNBC analyst claimed that Donald Trump wants to take anyone in America and disappear them, presumably by booking them as an analyst on MSNBC. Blue Origin's rocket successfully completed its mission with an all-female crew. The rocket was able to land safely after deploying both of Lauren Sanchez's breast implants. Man, it was the first all-female space flight in more than 60 years. They would have had another one sooner, but that's how long it took for them to get ready. Chicks! Am I right? Slow. Blue Origin astronaut Gail King enjoyed the flight, saying the ride was as smooth as when she's sitting on Oprah's face. It's the name of her private jet. Face. Disgusting people. Katy Perry sang "What a Wonderful World" during the space flight, and for 11 minutes it was, because she wasn't there. A 5.2 magnitude quake shook Southern California. In fact, the tremors were so strong, a crack was found in Nancy Pelosi's face. But during the quake, the elephants at the San Diego Zoo formed an alert circle to protect their young. I know. Similar behavior can be seen among other large land mammals in distress. All right. Let's do this. So, people have all sorts of opinions about the Trump tariffs. Some say they're going to restore the economy. Others say they're going to destroy the economy. Still others say, what's a tariff? But I just heard a new one about these tariffs. It's from the Kentucky Derby's very own Nicole Wallace. I wonder if she spent 9 months having to learn about the power of the manosphere.
I spent 9 months having to learn about the power of the manosphere and seeing Donald Trump sit with all sorts of podcasters and bloggers and people younger and hipper than me having to explain to me who they are and why they matter. But in consuming some of their content, a lot of conversations were pretty shallow ones about masculinity and what it meant to be emasculated. There is nothing more emasculating than losing your buying power.
Thank you, lady who was too insufferable for The View. I got to hand it to her. She's working hard at creating a new phantom scare. And now it's the manosphere, which apparently means dudes who talk to other dudes on the internet. It's not a giant sphere made of men. If it was, Don Lemon would be sitting on it. So why did Nicole have to spend 9 months learning about dudes? Well, she didn't. Because other than Jeffrey Toobin whacking off, no one in cable news spends 9 minutes on anything. Disgusting. But because the left has lost the battle on real issues, it's easier to imagine a problem, which means it's time for...
You're entering another dimension, not only of sight and sound, but of mind. Next stop, Greg's Department of Imaginary Concerns.
Yes, it's time for Greg's dick. The Department of Imaginary Concerns. It's the same department that brought you Russian collusion, the climate apocalypse, trans kids, plastic straws. And now add the effects of tariffs on the manosphere. It's the lefty way of condemning tariffs while pretending to care about men. Men who've already fled your party like waxers when Joy Behar comes in to get a Brazilian. Keep going, Nicole.
There is nothing more emasculating than losing your buying power. than being a dad at the end of a baseball tournament travel weekend who can't pick up the check for everybody and feel great and generous. By being a mom or a dad and not being able to afford the new pair of sneakers or the brand new gear for your kid who wants to play basketball or baseball or your daughter who's a gymnast. There is nothing that takes away your sense of an ability to get ahead more than axing off your buying power. And that is exactly what Trump by himself did this week.
Oh, so now she cares about men and about masculinity. Where the has she been? She says high prices emasculate men. It's weird how she never said this when the prices were soaring under Biden. But now she's concerned because dads can't buy sneakers made by slaves. This argument can only be made by people so far up their own asses they fart eyelashes. But there's no problem libs can't make worse by thinking of another imaginary catastrophe. And now it's the manosphere. This week, Vox ran a whole piece on male podcasters grappling with tariffs. At CNN, some pudgy reporter did an entire investigation of the so-called manosphere. And the cretins at the conversation offered advice on what parents need to know to talk to their children. Talk to their children about the manosphere. They make it sound like it's a stranger handing out candy from a van labeled Fox and Friends. But is the manosphere really the problem? Here's a wonderful exchange before the all-female Blue Origin flight to space. But remember, it wasn't just 6 women.
They thought it was just 6 women going up into space for a joyride.
Wait, what do you mean just 6 women?
Well, that's what I mean. That was the criticism.
6 women.
Let's explain to our audience why even a trip like this one, all the trips that we take into space benefit mankind.
So it benefits humankind, and I'm going to keep correcting the mankind and the man-made and the man missions, because this is exactly what this mission is about, is expanding the perspective of who does space.
I love that. We're no longer exploring outer space, we're doing space. Like it's hot yoga or Pilates in the park in a diamond-encrusted thong. Boy, did that chafe. But I guess we should ditch every word with man in it. No more mango, manhole, manhandle, manhunt, mantle, manatee. But what about manosphere? Take that away, then how will we bash Trump? It's funny, for every so-called moment of progress, we end up compelled to narrow our own world, to follow the rules of those entitled enough to participate in the progress. It's hard to keep up. Men, well, they suck until we need them to bash Trump policies. Women, well, any dude can be one with a little eyeliner. Until they do space, then they better be real women and rich, too. And hold on, no trans in space? Where's the inclusion? Doesn't ET stand for extra testicles? But this is the Democrat Party, a department of imaginary concerns, vying for attention but signifying nothing. And as long as Trump keeps at it, this dick can only keep growing. Yeah! Let's welcome tonight's guest! He was in Joker 2, but we booked him anyway. Comedian Tim Dillon! He's known for his style and his $1 million smile. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne. She's covered more athletes than Ben Gay. Host of the Michelle Tafoya podcast, Michelle Tafoya. And like their teeth, old ladies like to take him out at night. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, former comedian, I'm so excited that you're here. You have the best podcast on the planet.
Wow, that's very nice of you.
No, it is.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So after I shower you with praise, you have a special tonight. It comes out today. Everybody should watch it on Netflix when the show ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Humankind. And it's about humans. No, it's called I'm Your Mother, which I can be. And it's on Netflix, so thank you.
Awesome. So, are you part of the manosphere? What did you make of that? What do you make of the media in general trying to tackle issues like tariffs?
It's funny the manosphere is just it's a funny idea because it's this idea that the people, you run a very unpopular candidate on a platform that Americans reject, and then it's actually 4 guys who have podcasts.
Yes.
It's a crazy rationale for it. It's just strange to me.
Yeah, they can't admit that actually the voters rejected them.
Yeah, like they said to me, they go, do you guys think you're the new establishment? I'm like, what about Harvard? Like what? The new establishment? Half of these people, we work like an hour a day.
Yeah.
And a lot of us do it, high. So I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's like a really powerful group of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Charles, you look very purple.
Thank you.
I like a purple Charles.
I don't know. This might be the outfit for the manosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
This is the final boss of the manosphere.
Yes.
This is the final level. I'm the beginning level, and then when you go up,
When you graduate.
you graduate.
Well,
They give you a rose.
yeah, if manosphere doesn't work out, that's a great color for Greg's dick program.
Is your dick purple? Department of Imaginary Concerns.
Yes.
That's what it is, censors. Charles, I had a question for you, but I really don't care. What do you make of, what's her name? Michelle?
No, Nicole. No. God.
What's her name?
Nicole.
Nicole. What do you make Nicole's concern for men now?
Yeah, it's just so funny. She spent 9 months studying this. And she learned nothing. She essentially sounded like she described like a 40-year-old man, not these young men who put Trump over the top. She should just go to a couple of UFC fights.
Yeah.
If she wants to learn about this group of people, right? If you really want to learn, go there and stop hanging out with these men who are getting, wax it jobs and stuff like, because she's talking to the wrong dudes.
The only guy she's around is Chris Hayes.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. And we're not even sure, I mean, I haven't checked
But
down
the phoniness of it, though, is really the disingenuous part of it is what gets me. It's like you don't care about these people, you know nothing about them, and you're grappling. You're just grappling. And so please stop, with the crocodile tears.
Michelle, she mansplained the manosphere.
Yeah.
She sure did. And you mentioned that there was this article put out by The Conversation about how to talk to your kids about the manosphere. I want to tell you who wrote that.
Who did?
Her name is Annabelle. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but here's who she is.
I hate her already.
She's a PhD student in gender-based political violence at Anglia Ruskin University in the UK. That's who's. So she's, she's
Artist.
She's like 23, and she's going to tell parents how to deal with the manosphere.
I just love all these kids in their bedrooms. They're high. They smell like weed, and the parents are like, I got to talk to you. Like, what is it? And they're like, have you heard a podcast? They're like, thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought they found that thank God.
The flip side of this is that these people like Nicole Wallace are so quick to, first of all, they hate these men in the manosphere, but now they want to use them to say, you don't like the tariffs in the manosphere, so you probably won't vote for Trump next time. But you know what they overlook? Toxic femininity, which is defined, Greg, by Emotional Intelligence magazine as villainizing all men as oppressors, dismissing or mocking issues affecting men, and promoting female superiority rather than true equality. And you can sense it. That's probably why the manosphere is, because women like Nicole.
Yeah, so basically you're talking about outnumbered.
There was another word I was going to use for that.
Yeah, tariffs.
Yeah.
I keep hearing the phrase manosphere, and I feel like it's a bar you and I should go in on.
No.
Downtown, manosphere.
Actually, it's funny, when I was in college, me and my buddy wanted to make a bar called Atmosphere, and it didn't work either. This is the worst attempt. Instead of looking in the mirror, they got their ass kicked, and so they're blaming podcasts for it. So they go to the old woke playbook, and they're like, we'll go to page 2. men's fault, white men in particular. But we need a catchy phrase to bring everybody together. And this is where the woke up all the time. They don't have anybody creative on their team to come up with a cool nickname. Manosphere? You can't even say it like, I'm in the manosphere. No one wants to say that. No one's going to get a T-shirt that says manosphere. It just doesn't even in weightlifting terms, you wouldn't say I'm the manosphere of the year. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
They need a marketing team. Actually, you know what they need to do is they need to actually listen to the podcast, because most of us, to your point, smoke weed. And also, we just do it as an excuse to speak to our buddies and pretend like we're talking about world issues. And it's just us, just guys being guys. She doesn't know that. This is another pathetic attempt to try to blame white men for their getting their ass kicked in the election, instead of just saying, hey, guys, we need to be better. It's manosphere. But it's not working. No one's using that.
Manosphere is no Greg's dick.
No.
Department of Imaginary Concerns. I'm obligated to say that after I say that.
And the new flag's coming out. It's going to be purple.
Yes. All right. Up next, would you trust an AI lawyer? If your lawyer's AI, this judge says goodbye. Our video of the day comes to us from a New York courtroom where a man was scolded for using an AI-generated lawyer to defend himself. Roll it, Horatio.
The appellant has submitted a video for his argument. Okay, we will hear that video now.
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on. Is that counsel for the case?
I generated that.
I'm sorry?
I generated that. That is not a real person.
That is not a real person. Well, neither is any other lawyer. Oh, lawyers in the audience. I mean, AI is like a real lawyer in at least one respect. It doesn't have a soul. Yeah, take that. So that the judge wasn't having it.
It would have been nice to know that when you made your application. And you have appeared before this court and been able to testify verbally in the past. I don't appreciate being misled. So either you are suffering from an ailment that prevents you from being able to articulate, or you don't. So if you are able to shut that off.
All right, calm down, Judge Judy. So what's the problem here besides the fact that all the women are judges?
I know, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Tyrus. If AI can literally digest every court case in history, why wouldn't it be the best lawyer in the world? It seems this might be the perfect spot for AI, the courtroom. No inherent bias, no relationship with the opposing counsel, no opiate addiction. And best of all, no annoying billboards. Instead, you get an attorney that will contain more legal expertise than any degree can offer. And let's not forget that anyone can be a lawyer. Fidel Castro, Geraldo, Jerry Springer, Julio Iglesias, and yes, Hillary Clinton. See, there's another advantage to an AI lawyer. Yours won't kill you. Charles, I happen to think, I don't know. I think that, like, this could be great because if you have an AI lawyer, they have all the legal history in here. The only problem is if they know the truth, they won't defend you.
I don't know. You might be able to program that too, but she was amazing. She reminded me of those old Mother Nature commercials. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature, because you know what she was thinking. How many times did he get over on me before? Right? She's like, you've been in here before. You did this before. She probably got busted. She busted this dude. This is not the first time he's used this.
Yeah.
So she's like, you know what? I'm looking real stupid right now. He was pissed off. Plus, that's my job. Because once you're a lawyer, you become an AI judge.
And an AI judge that's where it is.
Yeah.
That's where it is. You could have human lawyers, but the AI judge, Tyrus. By the way, did you notice it was a white lawyer?
Yeah.
It's racist. It's a racist AI.
I think that to me is his only mistake.
Yeah. Yes.
Had it been a black or some other level of AI, she would have been too scared to question its qualifications.
Right. Should have been a trans lawyer.
Yeah, but
I would have
again,
said, here's my indigenous trans lawyer.
Yes.
Then done a land acknowledgement and said,
There you go. There you go.
She would have thanked AI for its service when it was over. But this is the second time we've seen two prominent women in the first segment and the second segment who say words they don't understand. Mm-hmm. She yelled at him about articulating and she couldn't finish her sentence.
Yes.
And we just had an astronaut in the previous sentence who had a problem with saying mankind, but she wanted him to say human. Mm-hmm. Sweetheart, human. So you don't, you can fly a rocket, but your diction's terrible. And I guess if you want to keep the argument going, she would say, no, it's person. Hello, son.
Yes.
We can go all night.
Yeah. Tim, what do you think about AI? Where do you think it belongs?
I like it. I think it's good in a courtroom. I think, I like the idea of having an AI lawyer. And I like it, like you showed a picture of Hillary Clinton. I love the idea of an AI-generated Hillary Clinton defending me in a court.
Yes.
Because then I'd be pretty certain there's nothing we would not do to win.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
One way or the other.
Yes. Michelle, apparently this guy had a throat ailment, a serious throat ailment, but he apologized to the court. Should he have?
Oh, I don't know, but I'd like to submit an application to you, Greg.
Yes.
The next time I'm booked on the show, I'd just like a little screen here, and I will be represented by the face of Keira Knightley and the body of Jennifer Lopez. We will merge those two. That will be my avatar, and that will be my you don't like that?
Oh,
Keira Knightley's face?
But this is, the AI, it's getting a little creepy. And Michael Cohen, remember him? He got in trouble for using AI and looking up cases on ChatGPT or something and came up with a false one. So you got to be careful, I think there are limits. This lawyer thing, I think you're right. It would have been better if he would have been a trans person of color or someone really, a minority, because that guy was.
You know what they say, though? They did studies that judges granting parole are affected by their hunger. So, if you have a parole hearing after breakfast, you are more likely to get it. If you have it before lunch, well, that's the same thing.
That's a window.
You know what? Maybe I dreamt this.
You got to make them human. In Los Angeles, we have little robots that deliver food.
Yeah.
And we've put googly eyes on them. Mm-hmm. So we feel bad for them when the homeless kick them.
Yes.
Like when a homeless guy will kick it, I go, don't kick it. It has a face.
Yes.
That's what we need.
They're going to have to do that with all robots because there's going to be a lot of robot bullying.
Oh,
it's going to happen.
They all met up in LA. There was actually all of these robots. They all hang out, and it's really creepy. They all hang out together because I think the robots are starting to go, we got to do something about the homeless.
Yes. Finally, someone's going to do something. All right. Americans hate original movies.
In 5 words.
Original movies are dead. Tyrus, we watch a lot of movies, sometimes together. You'll hold me in your arms until I fall asleep. But they
is that the manosphere?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying that original films that aren't sequels or based on familiar franchises are flopping at the box office, even though Hollywood's increasing their efforts to produce them. Do you think original movies are done?
No, original movies aren't done. The woke movies are done. It's the difference. Again, the movies that don't get any attention because they're not woke are usually the ones we watch. Those ones that get the text. Mel Gibson had those series of cool cop movies and stuff that were like, oh, this is a great movie, great director, but they weren't woke. So Hollywood's got to cycle through. I think so. We still got one more round of woke movies and movies where they put unnecessary people, like they try to convince me that Napoleon's right-hand man in the French War was a brother who looked like me.
Yeah.
Just not falling for that, you know what I'm saying? Who happened to be in love with Napoleon when no one else was around. Like when they completely off-skew and do completely woke things that doesn't make any sense, bad casting. I mean, Snow White's the perfect example of a DEI cast, and then, look how that worked out.
Yeah.
So movies are fine. It's just good movies. When we start getting movies that are there for you just to watch, have a good time, not overthink it, and then go home. When we get back to that, they'll be fine.
You know, Michelle, a lot of these movies aren't even based on books anymore. They're based on cartoons, like a cartoon, or like Garfield, or it'll be a board game. I think even Sophie's Choice was based on a board game.
Oh, dear God.
Anyway.
So Minecraft was the big movie this week, right? It took
that joke just went flat.
I understood it. I got it. But Minecraft made all this money. But you know what this freaky thing was about this story? The King of Kings, an animated tale of Jesus' life, came in second. It beat out all these other movies with these big stars. But you know who voices this movie? Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, Oscar Isaac, telling the story of Jesus' life, and it made $19 million at the box office.
You could do a lot of sequels.
You could, you know what?
Jesus 2, The Return.
Yes. Not kidding.
Yeah.
But I think original content lives now on the streaming platforms where you can dice it up into episodes and people just sit at home and watch it. It seems like the movie theater is there for the big blockbuster experience, and there just aren't that many good ones.
Tim, oh man. So Tim, you were in Joker 2.
Yes.
And you had no problem saying it was the worst movie ever made.
It was really bad. We were sitting on set, and Joaquin Phoenix, who's a brilliant actor, was there, and he was like, we were all sitting there, and we heard him like singing. We looked in, and like they were singing and dancing, and I just looked at the other guys and go, oh, this is gonna bomb. This is gonna bomb. I did like Snow White and the Seven Humans. I think that's good. It's tough. A movie's a big deal, and I think you have to make a movie that people want to watch, and that's hard. But it's like shows like Yellowstone. They're ignored. They're ignored, right? No one cares, and they're like massive hits.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody writes anything about them. People, they read about like White Lotus or whatever. It's fine. It's a good show, but like there are these massive cultural milestones that people just. They don't pay attention because it doesn't fit into their world.
That dude who did Yellowstone, Sheridan,
Brilliant.
what's his name? Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah, brilliant.
He has like 5 things out there.
5 shows.
I've watched all of them.
They're all great.
They're all great. One's in like, one spies, another one is in the oil business.
It's all like prequels. Like one's like a spin-off, just a story of one horse.
Yes.
It's a little much, but I think it's, how did this creek get formed? It's like maybe we're losing a little bit, but I think he's good. I think he's very good. I'll do it. Put me in.
Yeah, maybe he will.
Yeah, I hope.
Charles, so this like new Minecraft movie, Michelle was talking about it, is actually doing well. People going in there, throwing at the screen. Is that what it takes?
The kids love it. The kids love it.
And I love the kids.
Sheridan, though, remember, he was an actor.
Do a lot of charity work.
Right? He started as an actor, Sheridan, so he had the same epiphany you did. He was like, this movie sucks. Maybe I can get into the business. Like the writing, Hollywood has gone, 2 or 3 decades, sequel, prequel, remake. There's no creativity there. I mean, it really sucks so bad. I try. You go, you see the continue watching.
Yep.
Every one of my movies has a little red dot.
Yes!
I
have like 30 of them.
It's like,
my Apple TV
the
is like an
first scene,
obituary.
I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like the first, a nanosecond, it sucks.
You know what it reminds me of? Whenever I turn on my TV now, I get the feeling of when I used to open up a fridge and there are like 30 half-eaten things and they're all rotten. And I just sit there and I just sniff it. Oh, I can't watch. No, I'm not watching Bosch. Criminal Minds.
Yeah. No, it's really bad. These movies are I've watched a lot of foreign movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
foreign movies?
Yeah.
Is that code for
Not the
something?
ones you make, Gus.
That was in the 90s.
Disney-fied, they have like tough endings and stuff, you know what I mean? But they're real, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
At the end of the day, like the kid that's been missing throughout the whole movie, the poster just fades away, like they never find the kid. Like, so it's kind of heartbreaking, but it's realistic.
Oh my God.
I think we went too far into Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Between woke and Disney. It's like,
all right. Coming up, lazy bums get back to work.
Năm mới được ghép chung một chân. Một bữa đơn. Năm mới được ghép chung một chân lần thứ hai. Móc một đoạn bức xích. Bức xích thứ 5. Bức xích thứ 7. Năm mới được ghép chung một chân. Ba mũi trượt. Mũi sò thứ 3. Sáu mũi được ghép chung một chân. Một mũi trượt. Tiếp theo móc chân. Mười mũi xích. Cô vào móc chân, quay lại móc từ chân thứ 3 từ tư kim móc. 5 mũi được ghép chung chân.
Hey folks, welcome to the wacky world of satirical news with Tom Shillowee. Buckle up because we're diving straight into a roller coaster of pop culture, politics, and bizarre headlines. First up, did you hear about Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket launching an all-female crew? Yeah, that's right. Katy Perry and Gayle King decided to take their husband's advice to need space quite literally. Talk about taking things to new heights. Speaking of high flying, Rosie O'Donnell recently said she couldn't trust a straight man. But plot twist, he came out as gay. Rosie, you might want to check your gaydar. Now let's get to the juicy stuff. Politics. Elizabeth Warren is on a mission to strip Trump of his tariff authority. And Cory Booker's considering a 2028 run for president. It's like Democrats are getting their sense of humor back. Oh, and here's a Titanic joke for you. Remember when the Titanic sank? Well, modern Carnival cruises are basically the same, except with Wi-Fi and slightly fewer icebergs. The highlight of the week, Bill Maher had dinner with Trump. Yeah, you heard that right. Bill Maher, the king of anti-Trump rhetoric, admitted Trump was gracious and self-aware. Liberals lost their minds. Was Maher courageous or just a hypocrite? Tyrus thinks he's a coward for years of bashing Trump. And let's not forget Gretchen Whitmer, who was spotted hiding behind a binder in the Oval Office. Leadership? More like a walk of shame. Gayle King's post-space speech was all about doing better, humans. Okay, Gayle, we'll try, right after we finish this pizza. We're wrapping up with some UFC footage where Trump snubbed RFK Jr.'s wife. Was it accidental or intentional? The panel couldn't stop laughing. All right, folks, that's all the time we have today. Stay tuned for more chaos and comedy, and remember, if it's news, it's gotta be Gutfeld.
Một mũi trượt. Móc mũi trượt cho đến hết hàng. Mũi trượt thứ 3. Mũi trượt thứ 7. Mũi sò thứ 6. 5 mũi được ghép chung một chân.